up, everybody? I am at Thunderhill Raceway in Willows, California, running the East Course with BayareaS2K and SpeedSF. It's the first track day with my AP2 S2000, so super excited, also nervous. Hopefully, I can bring this home in one piece. But yeah, I did lots of maintenance, new wheel bearing, gaskets, all sorts of stuff, fluids. Pretty excited. Just got my first session done, so that was pretty smooth for the most part. Almost went off, but I saved it, you know. And yeah, I'll just update you throughout the day and let's have some fun.
I survived my first lap at Thunderhill East in my S2000. It was pretty nerve-wracking. I was just really trying to play it safe and just really feel out the course. It's been a year since my last track day in my Honda Fit. Rest in peace. And almost 2 years since I've been at Thunderhill East. Let alone with actually no, last time I was at Thunderhill East, there was the bypass. Although, I was in a radically different car. This thing is just super jarring, and, I didn't really think much of it on that first session. But as the day progressed, the car felt more and more alien to me the more I try to pursue speed. It'll become a lot more apparent as we, go through the footage more. specifically when I'm using this like cabin cam, right? But in reality, I could hardly hear anything but the exhaust. The Berg test pipe that I have, as well as the Clive single exit exhaust, is horrendously loud. It sounds glorious, don't get me wrong, but it is actually earring. It's percussive, actually. It's like someone put a subwoofer, right? So yeah, really happy with how the audio came out, but it is a stark contrast to what I was actually hearing, that day. Alright, so by this point, I'm feeling good. The car feels good. So I asked my passenger if they're okay. They probably didn't even notice that thumbs up that I gave them. Anyways, I'm gonna chuck this thing into the corner, right? T1, let's go. Let's do it. Boom, boom, wait. Oh man. Turns out I let off the accelerator as I turned into that corner, which probably not a good idea. In hindsight, I don't think that's really how you want to corner with this car. And it's also evidence that, when I want to push and drive the car quicker, I subconsciously start trying to drive it like it's my last car, my Honda Fit, which is a completely different machine compared to this, right? This is going to happen a couple more times throughout the day. And, now that I'm looking at the footage, it really has dawned on me that, okay, I'm trying to drive this car like it's something else, and, I need to learn how to break that habit. I'm also finally getting passed up by all the fast guys, right? Because this is a S2000 only group, so you have people with varying skill levels like me. It's pretty much my first track day, right? Because it's been so long, it's a new car, and then you got other guys that are just outrageously fast, occupying the track at the same time that I am, as well as other people that are just not as quick or as seasoned, right, as those guys. All things considered, everyone was super respectful. That's Angus right there, the guy that hosted this event or collaborated with SpeedSF to make this happen. Huge shout out to him. He's awesome. He actually helped me make it to this track day. But that's another story. I gave him a really weird point by in a bad spot. He didn't take it. So then I gave him a point by in the next corner, and then all was well. He was vocal about it. He didn't reprimand me or nothing, but it just kind of made me realize that I need to be a little bit more mindful of when and where I give point bys. And that concludes the first session of the day, and it was pretty nuts. Fun, but it was nutty for sure. The next couple sessions that I'm gonna show you, they're gonna be a lot more condensed, and I'm not gonna be yapping as much either. like I try to drive into the hare, rabbit, bunny, critter, right? Honestly, aside from just shitting myself in that moment, I really didn't want that. Going through my under my wheel and possibly just causing a mess in my wheel well. I honestly think I dodged it, or it dodged me, because there was no mess, no smell, or anything under my car after I got back into the pits. So I guess however that played out was best case scenario. So yeah, that was interesting. That's never happened to me on a track before. All right, third session of the day. It is my first session without a passenger, and also after dropping my tire pressure. So the first two sessions I ran OEM tire pressure, which is I believe 32 psi on all four corners. It was pretty early in the morning and it was really cold, so I was like, I'm gonna hold off on dropping the tire pressure. Come to find out, the tires really did get warm. By the second session, I checked, and I was at 35 hot, which is I'm just pretty much skating. So I immediately dropped down to 32 hot, and even then, in hindsight, I think that was still a bit much. I should have maybe went just a little bit lower, just to kind of let the tire settle a little bit more on the asphalt. But whatever, it's over. I'll try it next time. These god awful downshifts will only continue to get worse throughout the day. And yeah, it was just pretty frustrating because I was feeling really good, and then I would just screw it up by, just botching downshifts. I almost money shifted too. That was pretty scary. I honestly can't remember if that was the front end of the car actually lifting off the ground when I finally finished spinning out, or it's just, the crazy suspension travel that this car has in stock form. But yeah, this was the first spin out of the day, and it was pretty crazy. And my car also stalled, and I couldn't seem to get it started, and it was pretty much right there on the racing line. That was really nerve-wracking. Luckily, I got the car running and pulled back onto the track after everybody flew by.
Hey buddy, I got black flag.
Okay, did you go off at all?
I spun out, yeah.
That would be why.
Okay.
Car feel okay?
Yeah, I feel good, but I'm gonna pit in.
Okay, thank you.
Right on. Thank you.
So my last session, it kind of ended a little bit early because I spun out, and I cannot for the life of me remember if it was because I let off or I just went in too hot, because I'm not on the best tires. Yeah, so
yeah, it's driver's lunch right now. Gonna munch on some snacks and kind of really think about what it is that I did and try to not do that. But if I spun out, that means that I'm getting pretty comfy. So that's pretty cool. You know, I feel pretty confident, all things considered. And this car is a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, hopefully I survive the rest of the day. So I got one black flag for spinning out, and hopefully I don't burn my last two before the end of the day. So fingers crossed. So another thing is that in that last session, aside from spinning out, I'm also misshifting a lot, and a lot of it has to do with my hand position. So, you know, I'm just kind of, you know, doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. I'm not really like, you know, so I'm gonna try to make it a habit to, you know, just really be thoughtful about how I do this, and hopefully I won't be misshifting or even fucking money shifting like I almost did. And yeah, so it's driver's lunch right now. Just gonna hang out, stuff my face. Also, a huge shout out Alex Tanaka and Avo Ang for the phone mount. This thing is awesome. Get it. And yeah, we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Damn. Damn. And that was my final blunder of the day at Thunder Hill East. And yeah, I did participate in the final session, which was a mixed group, but it's not really worth showing. It was super crowded and chaotic, and yeah, nothing really interesting happened other than just a bunch of cars being on track. But yeah, I think what happened was I didn't get back on throttle after the turn-in, and once again, that's kind of me trying to drive this thing like it's a Honda Fit, like it's a front-wheel drive car, where, you know, you just kind of point and shoot. You know, it takes a lot more finesse. I let the car pretty much get ahead of me, and I was slow to react to my mistake. And yeah, well, at least that's how I kind of understand and perceive, you know, what happened. You know, if anyone else could offer some insight as to how I could have done things differently, feel free to let me know, because I want to get better at driving this car. Oh man. I didn't think to pull the camera out as I was getting the mud out of the other side of the car. But yeah, this is what I'm dealing with. This ain't my first rodeo. I sent my Honda Fit into the dirt at West like 2 years ago, and this car handled it much better. Yeah, that's a lot of mud. Luckily the car wasn't shaking, it didn't feel weird when I pulled back onto the track and went to atone for my black flag. But yeah, I just hope there's no rocks or debris stuck in my calipers. Yeah, that's all the stuff I got out. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hope my girlfriend caught that on camera. Be cool to get another angle of me fucking landscaping. Ugh. Oh well, it's leather interior, not the worst. Alright, well, that concludes Thunderhill East with SpeedSF and BayareaS2K. Today was a lot. It was overwhelming. Content's great, but I'm beat. I deeply respect the S2000 platform, but even then, after, you know, having driven it myself, I have like this even deeper, like newfound like appreciation and respect for the people that are doing fucking sub 210 or down to sub 2, you know, like those chosen few. Yeah, this is a lot, but we all gotta start somewhere, so peace out.